Heading back to school can be a stressful time for children, but it can also cause stress for parents. But there are ways to lower stress and support your children with some simple routines and grounding techniques. Joining us now with more on this is naturopathic Dr. Ashley Margison. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Let's talk about this time of year. Why is this time of year so stressful for parents?
Oh, it's a change in routine that happens overnight. As much as everybody tells us we should be planning 2 weeks ago, none of us do. And so it's an automatic Thursday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning here. It's a change in routine, and it's a change that just happens really quickly, and that's hard for any of us.
It's true. It is overnight because the summertime, for a lot of families, kind of things, just the routines go out the window. The kids are going to bed at all hours. Now all of a sudden they've got to get to bed by a certain time because they've got to get up for school.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's different stages too. My children are older. They're not in grade school anymore or even high school. They're in university, but there were all the preparations for that were stressful. There were things that needed to be done that we forgot about.
One thing after another, and the checklist just gets longer and longer and longer. And those mornings, they're something that all of us struggle with.
For sure. Okay, well, we've identified the problems. Let's talk about some solutions. What are some changes parents can make to make things less chaotic in the morning?
Well, when you're thinking about the mornings, and I mean, we've got junior high and elementary school in our time, so we're early mornings over here. When you're thinking about mornings, what we're trying to think about is we want something that kids can rely upon as opposed to shooting for perfection. So a lot of us go, oh, we need the Pinterest breakfast and like the perfectly coordinated mugs. No, we just need something that kids can rely on. So whether it's they get dressed before they have breakfast or they have breakfast before they get dressed, if that routine can be the same every single day or most days, it's going to take a load off of parents' plates.
Yes, have a routine.
Exactly, a rhythm that they can kind of rely upon as opposed to an exact kind of hour that this needs to be done.
That's a smart idea. How do you set this rhythm?
You set the rhythm by working with the kids. So a lot of times in our house, we look at what time they have to be on the bus and we backtrack. So what makes it easier? What can we do the night before? And how do we bring some pause points into the day?
Okay.
Both of our kids don't love being rushed in the morning. They like having a rhythm that they can kind of like work and adapt between. So we've created pause points in our mornings. Little cups of tea that you sit down in the same chair, you write down what you need to do, you have a connection point, we play a game of Crazy Eights. Those little tiny things really make a difference for kids.
You do that in the morning?
Yeah.
You play Crazy Eights in the morning?
One round, not Crazy Eight countdown. It was attempted and it doesn't work.
But it's something the kids can look forward to when it's part of your routine.
Exactly.
So maybe for others it's something else, but I love that. And you set that up as a family so there's an expectation.
There's an expectation.
All right. I find too that sometimes when it comes to the fall season, everyone's really busy with all the activities.
Yeah.
How can we make sure that we find time to connect with our children in a meaningful way?
So that after school or that at dinner connection point, whatever works for the season of life that you're in, right? Some people meet their kids off the bus, some pick them up from Excel programs, some pick them up from daycare or after school. And so when it comes to kind of connection points, we're always looking for a connection as opposed to like, what did you do today? So even switching that like, how was school today question to a, who did you sit with today? What was so funny today? What like was your favorite thing that happened today? Those are questions that can create connection, which is going to allow more of a conversation to start, because I know that if I ask our two tiny humans, how was school today? I'm going to get a fine. Exactly. And that's going to be all it is.
Yeah. So thinking of some questions in advance of things, specific things you could ask, it's a great idea.
And it's okay to write them down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Practice in the mirror.
Yeah. And then if you can, because after school activities can get so overwhelming, try and create a weeknight that doesn't have an activity. Right? It can be so easy to just pile something on and pile something on and pile something on. One of the things I work with a lot of my patients on is trying to find what we call that white space, which is that blank space in the calendar that doesn't have anything written into it.
That's so smart. So hard to protect, but
so hard to
protect. Look forward to that day, for sure. All right. I understand you have a concept of giving parents a permission slip. What does that mean?
The permission slip is the permission slip to be like, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like that permission slip is you're allowed to choose a moment of grace as opposed to creating guilt of like, oh, I didn't do this, or oh, I wish I had made that French toast, or I wish I had woken up early enough to make eggs because X, Y, and Z. Yeah. The permission slip is the permission slip to recognize that we're all humans and we all show up on slightly different ways, and it's okay to not have the same rhythm or not have the same rituals as the person next door or your kid's best friends, or the expectations that we have for ourselves.
Yes, celebrate your own wins. Do not compare yourself to those perfect other parents who happen to be in the circles.
I don't know where they exist. I think they're a figment of our imagination.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.